Hello world, Steve Landau here from EmbRace Tucson, Embrace Your Inner Athlete with my co-host Julie Stark from On Your Left Fitness and Timing. Today we are so fortunate to have my very good friend Mo Goldman, Mayor of Tucson, on as our guest today. Hello Mo, how are you, buddy?
How you doing, Steve? Hello, Julie.
Doing great.
I know.
We're without
Thanks for
baseball,
having me.
but at least we've got our health.
We have Zoom. That's about it.
I'm gonna zoom. Anyway, Mo, thank you for being with us. For people that don't know Mo Goldman, I don't see how it could be possible that people don't know Mo Goldman. But Mo is a immigration attorney here in Tucson, well-renowned around the country. And we appreciate him for his efforts on our behalf and on the behalf of immigrants in Tucson. He's also a fantastic runner. He came from nowhere in his running career to becoming one of the faster age groupers here in the Old Pueblo. I can't keep up with him. I don't know why I can't keep up with him, but somehow he's got faster legs than I do. So Mo, tell us about your life and what's new and going on in your world.
Well, I mean, the world that I live in is very unpredictable. I think right now there's a lot of predictability for some folks. They're either not working or they're, trying to make ends meet, and they are working. In my world, it's just full steam ahead. I mean, I've been very busy still with work, and trying to balance that with having kids at home all day long, and trying to also maintain some sanity for my clientele, because it seems like with the changes that have occurred so drastically that it's caused a lot of, uncertainty. There's an instability going on, especially in the immigration world, where people who own businesses, for example, may not be able to keep on their foreign labor along with the labor they have that are U.S. citizens. So there's issues of that. Changes in policy, inability to travel. I had a client who's from Italy who came here to visit his son, and he's 82 years old, and he's not able to travel back to Italy, obviously, at this point. So there's questions about how does that impact his visa, because he only got a certain amount of time in the U.S. and he's supposed to leave, but he can't. So it's just opening up a whole lot of new issues that we've never seen before in the immigration law world.
Thank you for that. It's a good background to have about what's going on in the world in that regard. We haven't spoken to many people with that type of expertise. How has it affected your family life? You've got 3 kids at home, all almost teenagers. What's the world in your home?
So it's interesting. I mean, I've looked at the situation from the lens of what would have been like 30 years ago if I was in this situation as a teenager living in Tucson, Arizona. And it would be so much markedly different than it is right now, because we don't have the social mediums that the kids have nowadays. The ability to still socialize with their friends, through Zoom or other, apps. We would have been sitting at home playing with dirt in the backyard and G.I. Joes or whatever. I mean, it would have been a lot more boring and frustrating, I'm sure. So for my family, I mean, the kids, they go to school in the morning, they do all their work for the day, they get assignments from their teachers, and then they try to do some sort of athletic activities in the afternoon, and then it's basically like a free-for-all. But they're all old enough that they're self-sufficient at this point for the most part, so we don't have to entertain them like some would with younger children. And so that's actually a good thing. But we've tried to make it fun. My daughters both have done a nice dinner night for my wife, Amy, and I, which was really cool, where they made dinner for the 2 of us. And one of them acted like she was in the front of house of the restaurant, and the other was the head chef. And they had a menu made up. It was really cool. And so they both did that. And tonight Amy and I are gonna switch and flip the whole situation on them. and make them a nice dinner. So yeah,
Well,
do things like that.
I have a question. Will you be serving dinner dressed like this?
In a diaper and a bonnet. No, I will actually wash my hands and dress accordingly, because I don't think that would be up to code to dress like that if I was in a bonnet and diaper.
Well, can you share with us what prompted this? I got to zoom it in here so people can see what prompted
So the
little,
story behind that, and that was the Tucson Marathon Relay back in 2019. Seems like 20 years ago now. The last 2 months alone, it seemed like a decade. But at that point, I was on a team with 3 others running, and all of them were 60 or older. So we decided to name the team, because I was the youngin', and I act like a baby, as Steve can attest most of the time. Steve has to be my dad and tell me when I've been bad, which is true. You don't have to roll your eyes. It's true.
I need another kid in my life.
Yeah, I mean, but everyone babies. I mean, like my wife is always, shaming me and saying you can't be doing that. I need people to keep me in line. So we decided to name the team 3 men and 3 old men and a baby. And when I heard that, my juices, the energy came out, and the ideas and thought process. And I said, I need to dress up like a baby, like the movie 3 Men and a Baby. And then and at first I thought I would just show up and look ridiculous and then switch into some clothes and dump that thing. And I'm like, nah, if I'm doing it all out. So I ran the 6 miles in that outfit, and it didn't really chafe. So that's good.
Did you need some Desitin afterwards?
No baby powder, no Desitin, none of that. I was fine. My wife didn't want to talk to me for a while, but that's nothing new.
So for those of you who don't know a lot about Mo, I will say this. As a father and a human being, there is probably not anyone I know in Tucson that has as much fun with his family as this man does.
We do have fun, yes.
His daughter shaved his head the other day. I saw that on Facebook. And by the way, he posts his entire life on Facebook. So he shaved his head. She did a good job. They taste test Oreos often. They'll go Facebook Live with the taste testing of Oreos. And all sorts of contests and feats of strength and whatever Mo can find for his family to keep them having a good time.
Keep ourselves entertained.
They might think he's nuts, but they're going to remember her. They're going to remember Mo their whole lives.
My parenting style is don't do as I do, and they, it's true. Like I've always taken the mindset that if I act ridiculous and I embarrass and just do nonsensical stuff, they will grow up knowing what they should not want to do. And it's working. They actually do not want anything to do with what I do. So that's good.
It will be a compliment to them to you and to them when they start doing that with their own kids, because
their kids, yeah.
They will.
Well, when my kids are 30 and 35. But when they were young, my husband and I used to try to find ways to embarrass them. So we would be going, to the grocery store, and Mark and I would hold hands and skip to the store door.
Oh, wow.
They would be walking miles.
They go far away. Yeah.
You are at a next level, Mo. You are I don't think they would have survived you.
There's only one Mo.
All I know is if I post anything on Facebook and it's live, I usually let a bad word slip out. And then my mother-in-law ends up texting me and asking me to stop using bad language. So.
Well, in closing, I'd like to say it's been a pleasure speaking with you, but the greatest thing about you is that you have Mrs. Mo as your wife to keep you reined in, because without her, God knows what kind of things you would ravage.
I'd be the mayor of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Not Tucson.
Yeah, let's all go gambling. Well, thank you for being with us today. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Tomorrow night.
Thank you, Mo.
Bingo, Zoom bingo tomorrow night with all the runners in town who are interested. So, yeah.
I'm in.
All right.